When using a concealer, make sure that your colors are lighter than the natural skin tone, or a half shade lighter than the foundation color that you chose. When shading or making areas of the face darker, make sure that your colors are darker than the natural skin tone or darker than the foundation that you chose. Remember not to make the shadowing too dark. Now that you have applied her foundation and you have a nice veil of foundation that looks like her natural skin tone, we want to go ahead and hide any imperfections that may appear on the skin. You're going to use a concealer that is a half shade lighter than the foundation color that you used. Simply pat the foundation or the concealer over the imperfection, and you should clearly see a lightness to the skin. Concealer can also be used as a highlighter. So when using your concealer, be sure to do under the eye area to take away any dark circles, and at the brow bone to give you a nice lifted brow. You can go back with a sponge or your foundation brush and tap until you start to see the product disappear. You may have to build upon your concealer to get good coverage. Simply tap the product in. You don't want to rub your concealer off. If you rub it, you may take it off completely. So continue to tap until the imperfections begin to fade away. Same thing with under the eye. Tap. You can also use your brush to go in and help move the product around. You want to make sure that there are no lines that will show a demarcation. You simply continue to tap until you see smooth lines and not heavy demarcations. Going over the eyelid is a great way to create a clean canvas. It also acts as a shadow primer for your eyeshadow. There's no need to add any more product. This is simply helping to finish the look and creating the canvas for your next step. Go ahead and tap in all the areas that you applied concealer. It's necessary to make sure that everything is blended well before you set with your setting powder. Any lines or demarcations that are left, once you put your setting powder in, you will still be able to see them. Now you can go ahead and use your translucent powder to set. Translucent powder has no color, and it helps to set the foundation and the concealer and keep it put throughout the day. Now that you have set your model's foundation with a translucent powder, we're going to go in and use a highlighting powder to highlight underneath the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, over the brow, in the center of the forehead, and at her chin. This is what is going to help give her a lifted cheekbone, a higher looking eyebrow. It's going to give her a nice prominent line of the nose. These are things that you do when you're taking photographs or any type of video, and you want to have these areas jump out in the photo. This powder is also translucent, but it has a more opaque color to it, and you simply let it set. This highlighting powder will also act as a glove to catch any eyeshadow that may fall down onto the cheek area. It makes for easy cleanup. Once you've highlighted your model's face, there may be areas that you want to shadow. When you're darkening areas of the skin, be sure not to use colors that are too dark on the model, because they may be more difficult to remove. On our model, we're going to simply shade in the bridge of her nose. making sure not to use a powder that is too dark. As you can see, it's giving her a more narrow effect, going up into the well of the eyes as well, and shadowing out down the bridge. The next area that we're going to shadow is we want to give her just a little bit of a contour in the cheek area. You can start at the middle of her eye and work your way out. And you'll repeat the same thing on the opposite side. As you can see, we have completed our highlighting and shadowing. So now we're going to add a splash of color.